Sanjeev Majumdar. I'm working as a manager at NRDC, National Research Development Corporation. Many of you have heard the name of the NRDC. It's Government of India enterprise, basically involved in technology transfer. So I have been assigned by this activity, and just I will try to touch upon the basics, and if any questions you can write us. So again, welcome to all students and mentors and faculties and IIC ecosystem partners. While beginning with IP, many of us research literature. There is a definition for intellectual property right. Legally, it is defined as the legal rights which result from activity in the industrial, scientific, and logistics. Means legally how our rights are being protected for our intellectual activity in all sorts of activities like industrial activities, scientific activities, literary, and artistic. Normally, it can be understood as like if we are from literary and artistic works and for our industrial property works. IPR are for our intellectual property. Intellectual property arises from our creativity. We are working towards creating something new. Those my faculties, they know when they are writing a research paper and they are submitting their PhD thesis, the first objective is that they are working towards contribution to knowledge. Now we are, as a startup, also we are trying to provide a very new solution to unresolved problems. So when we are going to work on a new, we are saying it is very new, nothing very new approach. So we have identified a problem and we are working towards giving a solution for that. So although activities to give that solution and our exercises, our efforts are being our collective efforts of our oneself or collectively from our team also, and again from our mentors, those who are helping us to overcome the problem, provide that solution to that problem. So once it is ready, solution is ready, but it is being our intellectual activity completely. So we must go for protection of this. So that's for our intellectual property rights are to be protected through proper mechanism. Likewise, we have a property like our tangible properties which we can feel, touch, and know we can transfer. Our movable property, our car, pen, furniture, dress, anything what we have, that is property. Similar to our intellectual activities, our literary works, our inventions are also our intangible property. Here, in property, we can transfer it physically from one to another. But intellectual property, or intellectual property, literary works and inventions, these are being transferred by technology transfer from one person to another person. Likewise, the property, if we have a tangible property, you can sell it, you can buy it, you can lease or rent it, you can assign it to someone, and it's being passed from one generation to another generation by will. Similarly, intellectual property also can be sold, can be bought, can be leased, rent, or can be assigned, or can be passed on. So treatment is very much similar with the movable properties. Since we all are contributing to very new solution for a problem, so we are or very much purpose is since we have devoted our time, we have thought about a new solution. So some economic rights over our inventions, over our creativity should be there. So intellectual property gives us economic rights to all creators, and it also provides an opportunity to commercially exploit for the owners. And while developing a technology and giving this solution, the expenses are also involved in that. So that capex also as return of investment will come back. And as I told, like movable property, it can be transferred. So this IP can be transferred to others for better use, for to reach at the masses, to reach at the public for the benefit of the society. And as we are progressing towards one to another, one to another, so our creativity also contributes towards cultural development also. So IP and creativity are very much, IP is for the creativity, and these all creativities to get benefited from that. These are the reasons, roles of the IP in our creativity system. So in creativity, our IP protection is required. The role we identified. Why we're thinking why it is required? If IP protection is there, so we can stop others so that no one can market their product as saying their own. So we can stop them, all freeloaders. Our R&D is our R&D, so we must protect that. And to getting profit from them, that is also an objective to protection. IP, like trademarks, supports us for marketing and advertisements, and also to maintain our loyal followers or subscribers or kind of customers. And getting benefit from that plus benefit, again, it gives us opportunity to invest into new products or new range of inventions. So we all from our ecosystem players from IIC, so we are working with startups, our students. So being a mentor, being a facilitator, we have to, when we are discussing about the ideas and idea of the students, those who are coming to our IICs, and students, those who are helping each other. Here, I wanted to brief you in very generally, since our creativity can be of any kind. So, type of intellectual property what we have created have been treated by law in different forms. So, basically, to give a proper protection and to implement that law and order, every government, every system has designed different tools for that, or different kind of protection mechanism is there. So since idea is there, business idea is there, startup is going to be formed, or maybe it has been formed. So when we are discussing about the idea, we are discussing about the product. So here, what are the opportunities we have to protect that IP? We have to decide. So it kind of all are requested to have a 1 hour or 2 hour brainstorming about the complete vision and again identifying the opportunities. The startup is registered, the brand name he has designed. So for that brand name and for his domain name, the startup is advised to file a trademark. Trademark is type of IP which protects our brands, which protects our image, so that over the time when the startup or this company is attaining a reputation or having a loyal customers, so these trademarks will get them an image. So by the time the brand will be established, but very much at the very first stage, we have to identify the brand name and we have to file a trademark application. Trademarks are being filed in 5 offices in India. We have Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata office, and one additional office is there in Ahmedabad. So based on jurisdiction, trademark application can be filed. Trademark protection is for 10 years and it can be registered again and again renewed after the registration. And nowadays, trademark registration is very simple now. So all startups, those who have formed their company, they must go with their brand name. Those who are services, they can get registration for their service mark also. So it's very first activity for all the startups. They must register their trademark. Now, many creativities you have a startup may be working in the software field or maybe working in education sector or maybe working in other services. So where there are certain books, contents or protocols are there, they can, and also softwares, they must go for registration of their copyright. Copyright office is only one in Delhi. Earlier it was under MHRD, but being a uniform system, now it is under the TIPP, Ministry of Commerce and Industries. So Patent Office Delhi is having also copyright office into its premises. So copyright registration can be filed online also, and it can be filed offline also. All your literary and artistic work, all your software part, all your printed materials can be filed as a copyright. I told trademark is for 10 years, copyright is for 60 years, term of protection. But when it is for a individual, natural person, this 60 years is being counted after the death of the author who has created that. And for a company or a legal body, it is from the year of publication, it is 60 years. So it's very much required. Again, copyright is an additional protection for your trademarks also. So once trademark is registered, you can go for filing of a copyright on your trademark. If you get that color combination and whatnot, you can file a copyright for that also. Now, all our startups, those who have good products, those products which are having a particular specific design, which is looking very good, and based on the aesthetics, they can market their products. So, protection mechanism here is industrial designs. Protection term is for 10 years. Offices we have 4: Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, and Kolkata. So you have to file a design application online to, as per your jurisdiction, to either Delhi or Chennai or Kolkata or Mumbai, with whatever region the startup is having its address. So designs can be registered for 10 years, and if required, it can be renewed again for 5 years. No more protection beyond 15 years. Trademark is 10 years, 10 years, 10 years. Copyright is for 60 years plus 5. Patent is very important for our technology and processes, where some product and process are being delivered for the technology. So in my this talk, I will describe very much in detail about the patents. So very briefly, I would like to just at a definition level. Semiconductor integrated circuits, those startups, those who are in very large scale embedding, VLSI work is doing. So those who are in IT or working in IC layout designing, they can also protect their IP as a IC registration design. So registry is here in Delhi only. So it can be filed. Likewise, design application is for 10 years, and again for it can be renewed. So you can search here. They can approach to registry and they can search for their design also. Apart from these 5 very commercial rights, there are 2-3 other rights: traditional knowledge, GI, and plant right, and pharma rights. Basically, creativity I am talking about. Creativity can be from anyone, like we are students, we are research faculty, we are academic institution professors. So we most of the time we are talking about patent and copyright, and when we are business we talk about trademark. But creativity of farmers also being protected by government. Every government is protecting from the farmers. When a farmer is experimenting for a better yield, for a high yield varieties, so he does a selection process or he does a hybridization process. So not only farmers, plant breeders are also there, and from the agriculture students they also do. So when particular variety is developed by a farmer or a plant breeder, the protection mechanism is there, PVVFRA, that authority is there. So the plant variety can be registered there by submitting the seed or submitting that registered material. And again, there are three basic criteria. It should be new, it should be distinct, it should be uniform, it should be stable over the years. So dust testing centers are there for every crop. It has been identified, and the farmer and the breeder has to approach to that and register their plant variety what he has developed. Distinguished means it's different. Uniform means crop by crop it is uniform, and stable means crop by crop it is stable. Not only a kind of a single selection which is not exhibiting the same yield and quality in forthcoming crop cycle. So that's why that consistency is required for the registering the plant. Traditional knowledge or traditional knowledge, as its name suggests, it is being continued our culture from generation to generation. There is nothing new into this, but very old information, very old practice, which we are practicing as a custom, as a tradition. So those information are our knowledge heritage. So we have very strong knowledge, traditional knowledge, our Ayurveda, our all Indian system of medicine, Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, those are based on our traditional knowledge. So there it is being already protected. Only the research is going on to optimize the formulation and better activities. So our startups, just for a brief I discussed here, like trademarks, when we are saying about our brands, so there are certain goods and agricultural produce and some recipes, those are very specific to particular place, like a brand, very strong brand. So those are being identified geographical indications. And it's not again a new IP, but it's identifying a existing IP which is being held by that particular regional community. Those who are involved in practicing that agriculture practice and producing that variety kind of, like Darjeeling tea. We say that Darjeeling tea, it is being cultivated in about 50 tea states in Darjeeling district of West Bengal. Agricultural produce, Nagpur oranges, Alfonso mango, other handicraft products like Banarsi sari, Kachivaram sari, Mysore silk sari. Similarly, food recipes like Tirupati laddu. So those community IPs are being put under GI. So for a brief, I have introduced here. Now we will discuss more about patents. So all our friends and colleagues, we will discuss about detail in patents. We have our IP cell or IIC. So I have some suggestions for this IICs, which we have just define the IP strategy to protect IP for all our startups and students. Just starting at beginning level when they are discussing about the idea. While developing the IP strategy, you must consider all forms of IP, not only the patents, trademarks, and copyrights, designs also. And when the startup is naming its company, so you must search for its availability of trademark and also for the domain name clearance if it is available. Then you can register your company name. Then after, maybe a fancy name or a good name is ideated for the startups, but maybe at some corner of the world, someone has already registered the domain name or already registered a trademark. So before registering, we can do that at the very first level. And for these services, you must involve IP attorneys of your neighborhood or your council, your institution level. And I suggest always to all the startups and their mentors, when you are going with for some business dealing, you must sign an NDA with them before discussing your idea and IP. Again, you, I, I suggest that due to budget constraint, don't ignore your IPs. If you are not ready with your research, you are not able to file your draft, your complete research, you must file with provisional and you have a type of 12 months, so you can file completely later on. So very at initial level, you can file a patent application with provisional also. Then for all technologies, whatever in product you are developing, for its components, you must draft and design patent applications around that technology and file more and more patent applications for your products for different components. I have seen that don't ignore that. Particularly this product is a one model. It's divided in components. And when we know who are our competitors, possible competitors, so we must have a watch on that, what patent applications they are filing. So it helps us to learn and redesign our thought process, our research work. So starting from patent, as I already told, other IP rights are having some terms. So patent is also having a term of life of 20 years. It means exclusive rights are being granted for an invention which is a product or a process. Patent is other trademark statutory right. Patent right we say because when you're filing in India, so we are getting rights in India only. When we file in US, we are getting our IP rights in US there. So that's why we have to file patent in each IP office to get protected into that territory. In general, everywhere in our IP offices, they file the patent, they grant the patent on basically on 3 criteria. It should be novel, it should involve a inventive step. It means it should not be an obvious kind of research, and it must be capable of industrial application. So when we have a technology, we have a process or a product, it's going to be industrially used and manufactured in masses. So it is okay. It is assumed by the patent office it is going for industrial use, not for a personal use. But these two things, novelty and inventive steps, we have to justify with our filing at the time of the filing. We have to conduct a patent search, what others have already filed. Patent rights are territorial. It is protected in India, but when the patent office is examining it, they will search the novelty global level. It should not be filed anywhere, in any language before the date of the filing of your patent application. So that English to English is not a restriction. Maybe some in other language patent has been filed already in other part of the world. So novelty assessment is much important. Inventive step means where we have designed something and it is not a kind of mix and match kind of delivery of a product. So basically three we have decided. There is another few criteria in our Patent Act which prohibits certain things that cannot be patented. So you can go through the patent office site, you can learn that section 3 is particularly defined and section 5 where atomic energy related inventions are not patentable. This section 3 is basically in the where different law is there for your creativity, and also in public interest it is prohibited that patents this in these fields, in these subject matters, patent cannot be filed or granted. So you are a startup, so you are a faculty, so you have decided you have a creativity or a filing a patent. So now you have to decide who can file the, in which capacity you have to file a patent application. Normally any natural person can file the patent application as an inventor, but being we are in an academic system or at a research institute or for our startups, so we can file in the name of our startup, in the name of our educational institute, in the name of our research institute, in the name of our employer institution. So that category is being named in patent system is a legal body, and based on status of the legal body, size of the legal body, different fees criteria is there. So those are being treated as assigned. In case the inventor is deceased, then their legal representatives can also file the patent application in patent office. So basically three criteria who can file a patent applications. As I discussed about other IPs, there are different offices. For the patent, we have 4 offices: Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, and Kolkata. And to treat north, west, east, and south, it is being designed. So decide the principal place of business while registering your startup, where it is being registered. If it is from the north zone, you have to file in Delhi. If you are from southern part of the country, you have to file in Chennai. And if you are from the west part, you have to file in Mumbai. And if from the eastern part and northeast or from A and N, you have to file in this Kolkata patent office. So, patent applications, when you file a patent application, it is being treated as an ordinary application. As I told, patent rights are territorial rights. So when you are going to file in other countries, so we have opportunity to file convention application. Being a Paris Convention signatory, India, a privilege has been given that all convention countries we can file a patent application within 12 months as a convention application. Another mechanism is there, PCT, Patent Cooperation Treaty. About 200 countries are signatory into that. So when we are filing a PCT application, we have a right to claim priority from the first date of filing as an ordinary application in India. So both in conventional application and PCT application, we are having an opportunity to file within 12 months that application. Just remember, all inventors, all students, all faculties, from the date of filing of the application in India, you have to decide within 12 months if we have to go to other countries or not. And if by your decision, your business is only in 3 to 5 countries, please go with conventional mode. And if you are having a business more than 10 countries where you can export your product, where you can expand your business for your services, you must file a PCT application because cost involves. In convention application, we are having a time of 12 months. In PCT application, we are having a time of 2.5 years to enter into national phase application. So these 4 are: first is ordinary, then conventional application, PCT international application, and PCT national phase application. By end of the 2.5 year, when we are entering into a particular country like US, that is PCT national phase application. And do a research where you can have a partner there to whom you are going to transfer your technology or you are having your going to export your product to that market. So based on that business opportunity, you file patent application to those countries. Last two type of applications are basically when, as an inventor, you find that your invention, you have added something, and you can get additional protection for that also. So, a inventor or the assignee can file a patent of addition later on, anytime before the expiry of the patent of 20 years, patent of addition. And again, the term of this addition, patent of addition, will be as with it will go with the ordinary application or the mother application already actually filed. And the divisional application is type of application where the examiner, patent office, examines the application and found that this patent application is not for a single invention, but it is having a two invention into that. So then, by the decision of the patent office, the authority, when the application is divided into two, so that the second application is treated as a divisional application. And both the patent of addition and divisional application, they are having a kind of dependent mother and child kind of rights. So these patent of addition and divisional applications are having a different protection for your patent, but it is again dependent on your first application. So the term of 20 years will be from the date of the first your mother patent application. So keep on paying the payments for the annuity of the both the patent applications and enjoy your rights up to 20 years. So we have decided for a patent we have to file, where we have to file, and who can file. Basically, requirements for filing a patent applications are like all communications to the patent office should be with a covering letter. So a covering letter is required. Your application form, that is form 1, where you are submitting your details for who are the inventors, what is the technology, only the title of that, and other statutory details, inventor details are to be filed in form 1. And in the last, it has to be signed by all the inventors, and it has to be signed by your institutional head. In case it is being filed through attorney, then the form will be signed by your attorney. And inventors always they have to sign that as a person. If you are not ready with your invention, I said details of your invention, you can have an opportunity to file a provisional specification. So the form 2 is having an opportunity, either it is filed with a provisional specification or complete specification. So that form 2 is specification of your technology. When you are filing with complete provisional specifications, you have to file the complete specification within 12 months, 365 days. And this complete specification should be accompanied with drawing and abstract of invention and the claims of the invention. Apart from this form 1 and 2, there are two other forms which are very much required. Form 3 and Form 5. Form 3 is basically information undertaking which lists about your filing in other countries. So when we are filing it the first time in India, so this Form 3 is always with no details, not filing. But when we enter into after the 12 months, we are filing a foreign application. So this Form 3 has to be filed again with the application number with the patent office. The one international application has been initiated. Then declaration of inventorship. Those who all are inventors, they have to sign a Form 5. And this Form 5 is again, it is an opportunity where you can add more inventors into your research work. And power of attorney or Form 26, when the patent application is filed through a patent agent, it is very much required at the time of the filing. Patent office gives a time for 3 months, within 3 months it has to be filed. And obviously the requisite statutory fees. Startups are being given an opportunity to get 80% rebate in the fees, where in patent office, when we are filing a patent application, we have to pay about ₹8,000 for large entities. But there is an exemption for natural person. That is, the natural persons are being treated as a 80% discounted, and they have to pay 1,600. And similarly, for the startups also, the fees is 1,600. So when our institutions are filing, they must file with rupees 8,000 fees as a large entity. And when our startups are filing the application in their startup name, they have to file with 1,600 fees. And this 1,600 or 8,000 is basically online payment system. If you are filing offline, you have to pay 10% extra fees in the form of check. It's 1,600 becomes 1,760. So with all these details, you are submitting your application online and paying the fees online. Again, just remember the forms which are very much important. About 30 forms are there in patent system. Form 1 is application for grant of patent, details of the inventors and the applicant and the title of the invention. Form 2 is provisional or complete submissions, which is basically description of your invention, your product or your process. Form 3 is for the statement undertaking of foreign filing details. Form 5 is for the inventor's details. It is again filed with the complete submission or within 1 month date of the filing of the submission. Timeline is there. And we have filed the patent application. You have filed the patent applications. Patent office will examine your patent application only when you have filed the request for examination. So Form 18 is also an important application. There is an opportunity for the startups that they can file a form 18A. 18A is basically a request for expedited examination, where we are making a request. I am a startup. For the startup, the patent office should examine my application in early examination request. So each year, patent office accepts only 1,000 applications for expedited examination. So you can file. Also, this opportunity is for those who have filed foreign patent applications. They can also file Form 18A. And this Form 18 is having additional fees. 18A also is having a enhanced application fees. So we have to take care of that. Form 26 already told, it is power of attorney, as in the name of your attorney who is filing your patent applications. For the startups, I always suggest to every startup, when you are signing a power of attorney to your attorney, just request them first they should file your patent application, and they must make a specific power of attorney with application number into that. They have been assigned rights for that patent application to patent office filing and processing. It is very much important when a stamp paper is being signed. And when we are requesting for early examination, we can also request for early publication. That particular form is there, Form 9. And other forms are there for different purposes. And then one additional form is there. So the prosecution process is like that. Patent, when you are filing the patent application, patent office. So if you are ready with your complete submissions, you are filing with complete submissions. And if you are not ready with, so you are filing with provisional submissions. So when you are filing your patent application provisional submissions, we have to file completion within 12 months. And this is complete submission, this is complete submission. After filing of the complete submission, patent office publishes your patent application after 18 months. Every time we get that details, why 18 months? Basically, this 18 months is having an opportunity of this 12 months and again 3 plus 3 months. Because Patent Act provides an opportunity to withdraw your application within 15 months. So 12 months is provisional to complete, 15 months, which additional 3 months for the withdraw the application, and after 3 months it's a normal publication process. So they publish the application by 18 months. If you are ready with your all details, you are filing a complete business, you can file Form 9, and this 18 months can be reduced to 1 month. So when your patent is published, patent application is published, and request for examination is filed already in patent office, the patent office examines your patent application and issues a FER. So if Form 18 or 18A is not filed, it will not be examined. And if you fail to file your completion versions, it will be deemed to be withdrawn. So both are important. From provisional to complete, within 12 months you have to file, and request for examination you have to file within 48 months. Then Patent Office examines your application and issues an first examination report. The first examination report is basically a technical and non-technical kind of objections on your applications. If certain format or certain language system is not followed, so that component will be there. And in technical examination, as I told you, the certain section 3 and other sections are there which says that the patent cannot be filed. So with that reference, Patent Office cites you. These are the paras where patent is not patentable or patentable. If everything is okay, novelty assessment, Patent Office gives you certain citations. Considering these patent documents, your patent application is not having a novel component. Or considering these patent applications or patent granted patents, your patent application cannot be granted. So all those documents being cited by the examination report, you have to thoroughly examine and you have to redesign your patent application and you have to submit a response to Patent Office. Timeline is 6 months. Within 6 months, you have to submit that reply to Patent Office. And if your response is okay, patent examiner will put your application in order for grant. If he is not happy with your application, it may call for a hearing. Or if it is very much not acceptable, it may be refused. So any of these 3 decisions patent examiner can take. So in case it is an order for grant, you will get the patent here granted. If he calls for a hearing, you have to appear to Patent Office, either physical or through virtual video conferencing mode from your city. You can attend the hearing, and after the discussions, whatever objections are there in the hearing, you have to submit your response within 15 days to Patent Office. If it is okay, the patent will be granted. So again, if you fail to file your response, it will be deemed to be withdrawn. So very important, not only the filing and getting the number of the application number, you have to also keep on watch. Within 12 months, you have filed the contributions. Within 48 months, you have filed a request for examination. And when the examination report is issued, within 6 months, you have to respond to the Patent Office. And again, when the patent is granted, you have to pay the annual fees. So patenting your invention is not a single one-time application, but it is a continuous follow-up with Patent Office, and you have to keep a watch on your patent applications. So this is in brief our patenting process. So you have a patent, you have a technology. Now your technology levels, based on the technology readiness levels, technology transfer is being processed. Technology transfer, as it is by definition, as the movement or flow of technical knowledge, design, prototype, or data, or know-how, or trade materials, or invention, or software from one party to another party, which is capable of commercialization and industrially multiplication, is known as technology transfer. Technology transfer is when industry accepts that, it checks that at which level it is. So being our startup ecosystem, any technology, this I have taken the technology at this level. Actually, the TRL 8 and 9 is very much a successful technology which goes to the market and license, sees the light. When we are at very TRL 1, basic principles observed and reported, we identify a problem. So here it's in red zone. When we prove by step our technology, so these are the technology maturity level or completeness level. The technology transfer for the startups very much important. when you have a technology, you can have opportunity to get in licensing, and you are having an opportunity to out license also. When you have enough research with you and you are not interested to market or manufacture that, so you can out license those technologies also. In case you have identified a good technology from an institution, so you can get the technology by in licensing also. So both in in-licensing and out-licensing, the agreement is very important. So you can get the technology from any R&D or academic institute, or you can get the technology from any company, either private, MSME, or a startup. And your IP, a technology transfer, getting a technology, it adds value to your startup. Like that, you will get a good valuation over the time, so that you can get good funds from the investors. It gives you it gives a promise to the funding agencies that you are a good technology holding startup. In case you're looking for a support, so there are technology transfer offices who can help you to get technology for you. They can also help to transfer your technology to the others. In nutshell, the technology transfer process is like we were discussing about. Our research, when we are in research, it is decided what all the details. So it is a completely a technology disclosure. When we are after the assessment, we found that it can be protected, and we are filing a patent application. So these are the patenting process. And again, when we have a licensee or we are establishing our own startup, so it goes towards commercialization cycle. So in commercialization, either a startup or existing business, established startup, or by a licensing, or it's your own, so it's licensing not required. And then commercialization and earning revenue. This revenue again based on your IP, it again reinvest for your new R&D. So research, resubmission, invention submission, assessment, protection, marketing to find a form licensing or to start your business, and commercialization. It's a complete cycle. It goes on to reinvest your revenues to your research. As I stated earlier, NRDC is a technology transfer house. We do technology transfer from all academics and research institutes where technology is being developed. These lab scale technologies are being modified, being assessed, being upscaled to a marketable technology to the industry. So these are basically steps involved into modifying a technology or refinishing that technology into a marketable technology. So these are the processes which will follow. When the technology is being transferred to industry, there is a fees that industry has to pay to the inventors or the IP holders. That is known as a premium or lump sum premium being transferred as upfront at the time of the signing of the technology transfer agreement. And again, also the industry agrees to pay the royalty. If you're a startup going for in licensing, you have to agree to pay the royalties, and you have to pay the royalty premium to the technology or technology creator who have created the technology. So in both way, you can serve, you can use this technology transfer process for your betterment, and most going to benefit you. So IP can be commercialized by you as you are an owner, you are a startup, you can do, and you can get in the IP through assignments from your others, and also by business partnerships. Any business partners, your IP they can use and you can use. So it's mutually, it can be transferred from one to another in joint ventures, and other business partners. So there are a few examples which technology-based technology transfer, basically IP-based technology transfer have been completed by NRDC from very past. So it's been in nutshell about 15 I have listed here. like Amul Bakery in Pen Food. It was developed from CFTRI, marketed to Amul. They are still manufacturing that Amul dairy milk powder. Indelible ink we are using in all elections. That ink is being technology was developed by again a CSIR lab and exclusively licensed to master pension artists, and they manufacture, and in every election it is being used. So medical technologies also we have, chemical technologies also we have, CSIR labs, DST labs, and DRDO labs also we have transferred technology to the market. As a startup, we have to file your patent application. So there is a scheme, SIPP, startups, for the startups. The Department of Industrial Policy and Promotions, they have launched it in 2016. Now DIP has been renamed the DPIIT. So patent office is supporting to all the startups, and there are about 600 facilitators to whom you can contact. NRDC is also one of the facilitator for your patent applications. You can approach to us for filing your patent application, your design application, or your trademark applications. I'm always happy to help you. And this in this scheme, you have to pay only the government fees to the facilitator. All professional fees is being paid by the government to all the facilitators. List you can get it downloaded from ipindia.nic.in, or you can get it downloaded from DPIIT website also, or Startup India website also. More than 600 facilitators, maybe nearby you, one facilitator is there. So as I said, you don't scheme your budget for your IP protection. It's very nominal now, and government is very supporting to protect your IP in favor of you. So please write us any queries or any help. I will be always happy to help you for filing your patent IP application in India, either it is a patent or trademark or design. Thank you everyone. My mail ID is here. Please write us.